Simona Halep.
Simona Halep.
Simona Halep
failed a doping test at this year's US Open. Tested positive for Roxadustat.
On October 21st, 2022, two-time Grand Slam champion Simona Halep announced on her social channels that she was in the biggest fight of her life. Throughout my whole career, the idea of cheating never even crossed my mind once, as it is totally against all the values I have been educated with. Facing such an unfair situation, I feel completely confused and betrayed. She admitted to testing positive for a drug called Roxadustat, a banned performance-enhancing drug in the United States that prevents anemia by stimulating production of hemoglobin and red blood cells in the body. Although legal in other parts of the world like China, Japan, and in the European Union, Roxadustat can help the body produce EPO, or erythropoietin, which has a long history of abuse in endurance sports like cycling and distance running. EPO is part of a class of substances called erythropoiesis-stimulating agents. It is primarily used for kidney failure, chemotherapy, and other medical conditions involving red blood cell loss and anemia. The drug has been on the World Anti-Doping Agency prohibited list since 2004 due to the fact that it increases one's red blood cell mass, which ultimately allows the body to transport more oxygen to muscles, therefore increasing stamina and performance. The current world number 10 tested positive back in August from this year's US Open, where she lost in the first round.
Remember the name here, Simona Halep, a seismic shock.
The International Tennis Integrity Agency says Halep's sample was split into A and B samples, and the analysis found that sample A contained Roxadustat. Upon being notified of the pre-charge violation, Halep exercised her right to request that sample B is analyzed as well, which only confirmed the initial findings in sample A. Due to the findings, Halep is currently on a mandatory provisional suspension, meaning she is ineligible to compete in or attend any sanctioned tennis event organized by the governing bodies of the sport. She could potentially be banned from the sport for 4 years if proven guilty. This is the first time the 31-year-old Romanian has been caught with an illegal substance in her system. As you can imagine, it sent shockwaves and a sense of disbelief throughout the tennis world. Former coach of Halep, Darren Cahill, and the current coach of young American Amanda Anisimova jumped to her defense immediately after hearing the news. First and most importantly, there is no chance Simona knowingly or purposely took any substance on the banned list, Cahill said. None. Zero. Simona's integrity is faultless. She respects her peers, she loves the game, and she always has her feet firmly planted on the ground as a humble, approachable champion. Simona's ex-husband also ran to her defense, saying, "I'm shocked. I've known Simona for 3 years, of which at least 2 in the circuit, and I swear to you that this girl, my ex-wife, is obsessed with one thing: honor." However, it took a few days for her current coach and former coach of tennis GOAT Serena Williams, Patrick Mouratoglou, to break his silence, but he affirms that Halep is a woman of value and that she is a model of integrity. Together, we will fight to prove the truth. Surprising to see Mouratoglou come to her defense, after just announcing he was working with an up-and-coming ATP player on October 12th. 5 days after the ITIA says they informed the former world number 1 of the pre-charge notice. It is currently undecided when a hearing will be held for this case, but it is almost certain, as history has shown, that Halep will be awarded some sort of suspension. However, any ruling from the International Tennis Federation can be challenged by WADA in an appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Shockingly, Halep has had more support than one would imagine an athlete would have, having just announced she failed a drug test. She's still with her main sponsors Nike and Wilson, and was shown support from numerous players and fans. Despite being ranked number 10 in the world, the former Wimbledon and French Open champion has had a roller coaster ride of a year. She played well at the start of the year and was among one of the favorites to take the first major title of 2022 in Australia, but fumbled in the 4th round to a feisty French veteran. She admitted to almost retiring from the sport after losing her first match in Doha a month after the Australian Open, but Halep found another gear, as she almost always does. After finding a coach in Mouratoglou, Halep rediscovered her desire to compete and was rejuvenated to try and win at the highest stages of the game again. The partnership hasn't been strong though. She's lost some winnable matches and still hasn't won a slam since Wimbledon 2019. She did, however, break through to win another Masters 1000 event at the National Bank Open in Canada.
Simona Halep takes the title in Toronto. The Romanian roared on by vocal support as ever.
However, she's only won one match since. She announced in September earlier this year that her and her billionaire husband Tony Uric reportedly called it quits after only 11 months of marriage. Rumors spilled saying that Muratoglu was to blame. Patrick has had his own private life play out in the public as well. Just ask Sharapova after she blasted him and Serena's relationship in a British pre-tournament press conference.
If she wants to talk about something personal, maybe she should talk about her relationship and, her boyfriend that was, married and is getting a divorce and has kids.
Again, those are rumors, but Halep's life as of late has been a little all over the place. She announced just before the doping scandal that she underwent a nose job for both medical and cosmetic reasons. She can't seem to stay out of the press these days, which is totally so not like Simona. She's more of a low-key type player, one who would rather play her matches on a side court in front of a group of people than on center stage in front of the entire world. She's much too reserved to have her life plastered all over the web for everyone to see. This was shocking and uncharacteristic. If there's one thing that Halep can do, one thing that she's known for, is to fight. She's an immense fighter and the ultimate competitor. She just doesn't give up. She said so herself. I will fight to the end to prove that I never knowingly took any prohibited substance, and I have faith that sooner or later the truth will come out. And for her sake, I hope the odds are ever in her favor, because at the age of 31, a 4-year suspension would prove to be the end of a career, but one that we would remember for doping than the tennis. It'll be interesting to see how this entire scenario plays out. Will Halep be forced to cough up any tournament winnings, prizes, money, or even trophies? 2023 will surely answer a lot of these questions. But in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know if there's a video that you all like to see in the future. Until then, this is Tennis Uncut.